I've actually seen a few of the people that were in that movie, The Secret, which is one of the movies that brought about and really opened people up to understand the correlation of what they think and what they experience. However, I've seen 2 or 3 of the people that were in that movie actually say that this goes beyond thoughts creating reality, and this is exactly what it is. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm gonna be showing you why thoughts don't necessarily create our reality, because it goes a little bit deeper than that. Now, here's my take on this. Thoughts is very easy for us to understand. We all know that we think thoughts. We all have thoughts, and it's very relatable. And when the movie The Secret came out, it was opening a lot of people up to this new idea, so it had to reach the most amount of people in the world. So what it did is it made it extremely, extremely simple. So what it said, thoughts create reality. Now, the thing is, and as many people pointed out with the movie The Secret, you get people say, oh, thoughts create reality. Okay, great. And then they're like, okay, I don't believe, they may not believe that they're worthy of having a relationship or a Ferrari or something, but they're like, I'm thinking about it, and then they end up feeling blocked or sabotaged, and they wonder, they go, does this really work? Like, you told me my thoughts create my reality. I've been thinking of this for a long time, but I haven't actually experienced it. And that ends up with a lot of people actually feeling frustrated because then they're like, oh, I'm doing what they said, I'm thinking the thoughts, but I'm not actually getting the result. Am I doing something wrong? Maybe the universe doesn't like me. And then they come up with all these other interpretations. Now, here is the thing that I really want to share with you, and here is the truth. Thoughts don't necessarily create reality because it goes deeper than that. You guys want to know what really creates reality? I'll show you right here. Belief. So look, thoughts are right here. You have belief, something we believe to be true, a meaning we've given to a past scenario, and then what happens is based on that meaning, it then generates a feeling. And then that feeling is something we may feel. We may actually feel stuck, frustrated, not enough, negative emotion. I wonder, why do I feel this? Why do I have to feel this feeling? Then they try to change the feeling from the level of thought, which doesn't work. Because look, it's another deeper level. Some people say, well, no, thought comes in feeling. No. That's why Tony Robbins teaches just change your state. Because if you change your state, you change your thoughts. You know, imagine somebody comes up to you and you're feeling negative emotion and they tell you something, you might react in a certain way, but if they were to tell you that same thing when you're feeling great, you'd have different thoughts about it. Okay, so here's the key. This is what happens at the conscious level. We consciously think thoughts. Feelings come at the subconscious level, underneath thought. And then belief comes at the unconscious level, where we're just not aware of it. You see, this is the key. Now, I used to believe a whole bunch of stuff about myself that was keeping me feeling stuck, frustrated, not enough, unworthy. I used to believe a whole bunch of things. I'll show you over here. You've probably heard my story before. I'm just moving the camera wherever I want to go today. So, you may have known my story, but I used to have what is called ADHD, which is like, I have a lot of energy, and then I would take Adderall, which is the prescription that they prescribe to you for, they prescribed to me. So I took that, and I felt like there was something like wrong with me. I would, it was kind of weird. I would drink 4 shots of espresso when I go into work every day, and it would calm me down. It had the exact opposite effect on me. However, I felt like there was something wrong with me. I would take that Adderall during the day. At nighttime, I would drink and smoke just to balance out the side effects of it. And then what happened is I felt completely unworthy. If you know my past, between 7 and 15 years old, I had ex-stepmom in my life that was abusive emotionally, physically, mentally. And my brother and I, you probably know this story. But anyways, that led to me feeling unworthy. And even after my ex-stepmom left, who was very controlling, the next girlfriend I had at 15 years old, never had to see her again. The next girlfriend I had was trying to always control me, was always nitpicking me, was trying to get me not to go do things, hang out with friends and stuff. For 4 or 5 years I dated her. I broke up with her, and then 1 week within breaking up with her, I get transferred to a new department when I worked at Nordstrom's and Women's Shoes. This new department has the manager, it's a better department to work in. It's called Salon Shoes, more expensive because it's commission sales, so it's a better department. And the department manager is almost the same personality as my ex-stepmom, but she was protected by upper management, so no matter what anybody said to HR, she wouldn't get fired. And she was my manager for years. Then what happened is I had this belief that women are always trying to control me, and because I had this belief I wasn't aware of, that was always the case. I felt unclear, I felt doubt in myself, I felt fear of really being myself. I remember just fear in general. I remember going to parties and feeling fear around being around new people, and it was just also because I think between 7 and 15 years old I wasn't allowed to have friends. Then after that I started to come out of my shell, obviously, when my dad divorced my ex-stepmom. However, there was like this part of me that felt a little socially awkward. All of this was keeping me as a prison in my own mind. You see, then what happened is I learned meditation, and there was a specific certain type of meditation that had to do with releasing beliefs. I became aware of all of these beliefs. I have ADHD. Within 2 weeks, I was meditating 5 or 10 minutes, about 10 minutes in the morning. Actually, yeah, about 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. And my whole energy changed. I went into work and people were like, Aaron, what's going on? You're like a completely different person. And your energy's so much more balanced. People were wondering what happened to me. All that happened is I started to meditate and I started to release the belief that I have ADHD. And then I started to feel worthy. Within 2 weeks of starting to learn meditation and doing this belief technique, guess what happened? That manager got fired for something really stupid. She should have got fired for way other worse things, but she got fired for something stupid. And it was within 2 weeks of me completing that pattern inside of me and changing that belief that there always needs to be a woman in my life trying to control me. Then I felt unclear, doubt, and fear. That went away. I started to feel more confident than ever. And from that point going on, my life took a completely new route where I started becoming crystal clear. Before that, I wasn't sure what my passion was. I wasn't sure what I was meant to be doing. I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew that I didn't want where I was. And then what happened is once I figured out and I started to unlock these beliefs, it just became crystal clear. And it was like the key to me experiencing this whole new reality. It changed everything about me. And all it had to do was a simple belief technique of releasing that belief. Now, something that you'll see too is imagine this. Imagine we have beliefs right now that say, I'm not worthy. Almost everyone has that belief. Am I enough? We might have beliefs that say, I am separate, or I must control everything. These beliefs then generate a feeling, thoughts, action, result that fuels it in this vicious cycle. Now what happens is, imagine if you had the belief that said, I am worthy. How would your friends treat you? How would the person you want to attract treat you? If you felt worthy of having abundance in your life, how would that money come to you? How would you live in freedom with that money? Think about that with feeling separate. What if you feel love for yourself? What if you felt connected to everyone in your life? What would that look like? What would your conversations be like? You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about here. Is you change your beliefs, that's when you change your life. And one of the most powerful ways to change your beliefs, you want to know what it is? It's meditation. Meditation allows you to go beyond the ego, beyond this prison, and into a completely new reality, so that you're able to create reality on your terms. That's what I did. I got rid of all these terms that other people gave me, and I may agreed at a certain point, and guess what happened? I became free to create life on my terms. A lot of people say, Aaron, you're so confident. Where do you get that confidence from? I released these beliefs, and then that energy is just there. That's why I have the energy that I do. So this video I'm going to have go out also when I have something that is called MindShift meditations. They are the most powerful meditations I have ever created. They're specifically designed to help you take your power back to create life on your terms, so that you're able to decide for yourself, what do you want in your life? You're able to get rid of the haziness and kind of get crystal clear on what that is, but also so that you take your power back, because you've been giving your power away to these limiting beliefs and you don't even know it. So everything I'm saying when I'm talking about what would it be like to have, feel worthy, to feel like you're connected in love, all of these things, that involves changing your beliefs. And that belief technique that I'm talking about will absolutely transform your life. And it is in those meditations that I'm talking about called MindShift meditations. Click the link below to check it out and see what is possible. Read the testimonials and see what is possible as well. It's the most powerful meditations I've ever created. The idea is, behind it is, what if I could create meditations that get the same effect that I had, so that people can also create life on their terms and take their power back. And the key to this is understanding the truth about this. The truth is, these are beliefs. These aren't actually who you are. All the outer reality is a reflection of the inner reality. And the problem is, so many people have assumed that the outer reality is fixed. The outer reality is not fixed. When you change this, you change it, things change in an instant, because all outer reality is a reflection. Like literally, that manager got fired from this that I had in my life for years, got fired like this because I changed that belief. Within days, I never took Adderall again, and I was meditating, and I never saw myself. Now you may say, well, I don't meditate. How would I know if I'd be able to do this? Here's the thing. I used to have ADHD and used to tell myself there's no way I'm ever going to meditate. When you challenge these beliefs, you become free. It's exactly what MindShift meditations will help you to do, is to become free of those limiting beliefs. Now, these meditations that I'm talking about as well that are in MindShift meditations, it takes you through a process of changing your identity. So if you have limiting beliefs of the negative self-image, what you do is you go in and you release that. So it's SHIFT, story, heal, intention, frequency, transformation. These 5 things right here, it's a whole process, and by the end of it, by T, you will be a completely new person. You'll have that new self-image. You will have a completely new energy about you. People will literally realize that in your energy. And I guarantee it. You go see what the guarantee is on that page as well. So that is, that's something, these meditations too, you listen to them, and that's it. You don't have to have any meditation experience. They're very easy to do. The whole idea behind belief sounds complex, but here's the idea. The more you relax, and that's what the guided meditations help you to do, the more programmable and unleashing of the unconscious there is. Think of it like this. There's a movie, Harry Potter. I was actually watching the 7th one last night, but there's the first Harry Potter movie. What happens is there's like this obstacle course at the end of the movie where Ron, Hermione, and Harry are going through to get to the Sorcerer's Stone. And one of them, they drop on top of this plant. And what happens is this plant is like a whole bunch of little vines. Now what happens is if they were just to relax, they sink into these plants and they go down, and then they're safe. They get out of this little bed of weird viney plants. Because these plants are alive because it's magic and stuff. But what happens is the more you move around, the more these plants start to strangle and start to bring you in, almost like an anaconda or something like that. And what happens is Hermione then takes her wand because she gets through, because she knows you just got to relax. Ron, though, is stubborn. Ron is moving around and trying everything he can to get everything off. And Harry and Hermione are on the other side. It's like, dude, you just got to let go and relax and you'll fall through. You'll be fine. You'll be with us. Then Ron doesn't listen. So what does Hermione do? She says this poem, because that stuff's called Devil's Snare. And she says this, she remembers this poem, this like riddle that like gives the answer to what she has to do. And what she finds out she has to do is she has to shine this light. And it was very poetic. She shines this light from her wand, and then the devil's snare relaxes and Ron flows through, saves his life. But the metaphor is the more you try to resist, you're not going to be able to actually change because you're in those stuck frustration state. So that's not where you're able to change the unconscious. You have to relax. And when you relax, you then bring what is in the dark into the light, just like Hermione had to do that light thing to save Ron. It's bringing these unconscious beliefs into the light. And when you do that, that's when you really become free. That's when then you can create life on your terms. You can let go of not feeling worthy, of feeling separate, not able to let go and allow things to happen. I must control everything. So that's exactly what MindShift meditations helps you to do, is to completely transform your self-image from the inside out so that you start to see yourself as worthy, as empowered, knowing you are who you're meant to be in life, knowing that you are lovable and connected to everyone else, knowing as well that you can generate all of this, anything that you want on the outside. If you want to attract love, if you want to attract more money, if you want to attract the perfect health, this all stems from belief. You must first change your beliefs. So if you want any of those outer things on reality, remember, it's just a mirror. And what MindShift meditations will help you to do is to change those on the inside to then change your outer reality. So click the link below, check out MindShift meditation, see what's possible for you. There's also some really cool bonuses there. One of the bonuses is actually from my iPad. What it is it's 200 different screenshots of my personal notes. It's called the Epiphany Notes. And what I do is I have these I have notes that I personally take from hundreds of books that I have, and I circle different sections, and then I handwrite notes. And these are all been in my iPad for like the last couple years, and there are major epiphanies in there that I've had. So what I do is I compile all those together, so you get to see all the notes, handwritten notes in there, inside my mind of how I think, plus all my top documentaries, the top music I listen to, screenshots of my Kindle. It's really just inside my mind. And yeah, that's one of the bonuses you get if you join at the link below as well. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And as always, peace, much love, and namaste.